In this episode, we zoom into a conflict on a world in the pan-human Concord. A violent solar flare has recently stripped the planet of its entire nano-sphere. This has caused the liberated locals to rise up against the IMTeL. In their bid for freedom, they have hired a local Freeborn house and their mercenary warriors to do battle for them on the surface of the planet. The complete destruction of the nanosphere has caused an extreme level of fog of war on both sides, resulting in many unexpected encounters. Who shall prove victorious in these violent clashes? Find out in this episode of the Tabletop Warlords. What's up, everybody? I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sergey. And we are the Tabletop Warlords.
And once again, we find ourselves playing a game of Beyond the Gates of Antares, version 2. We continue our deep dive into the second version of Antares with our third battle, which is going to be the third scenario, Unexpected Encounter.
In this battle, I will be playing a Concord strike force, and I'm really excited because my list is simple but deadly.
And I will be opposing with a Freeborn Vardosi force for the first time. Since we're catching up on minis, it's going to be, once again, force level 1 at 50 points, the smallest game you can play.
But before we break out those armies and show you the awesome table that we have for today, if you like this content, go ahead and like the video. And if you want to see more of our content, subscribe to our channel, ring the little bell, and you'll get notifications every time we release new content.
But if you want to support our channel even further, there are links in the description below that leads you to our Teespring page, as well as our affiliate link with Warlord Games.
If you want to support our channel in the best way possible, go ahead and join our Patreon community, where no matter what pledge level you're at, you gain bonus content. This is my 50-point Concord strike force, and as you can see, it's pretty simple. My entire army and all of my core selections consist of one single thing, and that's Concord strike troops. They are each 10 points with 0 upgrades, making my entire army 50 points and 5 order dice.
And here we have my Freeborn Vardosi force. To fill in my core selections, I have 2 identical Vardinari squads. Each squad is 10 points base, but I've upgraded both Vardinari squads to have resharded armor, which is 2 points apiece. I've also chosen to take 2 Plain Jane Domari squads, each 9 points. And my last unit is going to be something that I've never fielded before today, a single Subverter drone, which costs 8 points. This makes my force 50 points exactly, represented by 5 order dice on the battlefield. And here we have our table for today. Now, it's important to note that this is actually the first time that I've used Tim's suggested way of kind of like breaking up the table into 6 sections, and making sure that the terrain is a little even. So let's see how that works out today. Now, there are only 3 types of terrain present. We have a few instances of dense woodland. We also have some boulder fields strewn about, and then several instances of regular scrub. Now, oh yeah, and you'll see a little building on there. That's just a building. Now, the road in the center we're going to actually use for pan-human roads, which just to remind you guys is custom terrain in which any unit that begins and ends their movement on the road gets +1 to their movement characteristic unless they're considered suspensored, in which case they get 2. And then that's basically it for the terrain. Now, as far as the scenario, just to kind of get a quick synopsis, the victory conditions are as followed. Each force is going to attempt to get units off the field on the enemy's side. That awards you 3 victory points per unit you're able to escape, sans probes, of course. And you can get a victory point for destroying an enemy unit, but you can only have as many victory points from destroying units as you've already achieved from escaping off the field. So if this turns into a giant battle in which we kill each other in the center, no matter what, it's a draw. As far as deployment is concerned, Sergey has 3 strike squads just starting off in a giant group, basically hiding behind the intervening terrain, basically in the center of the field. I have chosen to have my Subverter drone arrive on the field turn 1, and its battlefield has a unit of Vardinari closely right behind it, and then the other unit of Vardinari is in a boulder field right next door, and then both Domari squads are off the field. Both forces can have their units that are off the field arrive on turn 1, and we'll be testing as normal. So let's get some dice in the bag and see how this is gonna play out. Going into turn 1, both sides have 5 order dice. Turn 1, dice 1. Concord.
For my first order, I'm going to attempt to come onto the field with another strike squad. I do need to roll a command check. which I pass, and a sprint check because I'm sprinting, which I fail, so I will get a pin. But I'm going to get all the way out here, which does put me out in the open, but you know what? I might just have to weather the storm. Concord again. I'm doing the exact same thing. My strike squad is going to sprint onto the field. First, they need to pass a command check.
So they ain't coming in this turn. Freeborn. I will similarly be bringing in forces from off the field. I'm going to attempt to have my Damari actually advance. And so I'm going to do the leadership test. 8, I pass it exactly. And I'm going to be using my shots to engage his Concord that are on the road and in the open with a pin already. The leader is armed with a plasma carbine. I also have an Micro X, with a sling net and then 4 mag guns, all hitting on 4s. Ooh!
That was brutal. This dice just turns into 2 pins, but I'm gonna have to take 1 on every single other person. This is a plasma carbine, correct, Kevin?
Correct. Now you have a lance, so obviously you're gonna probably do the leader and the normal guys.
So I'll take the plasma carbine on my leader, who is fine, and then the rest of my guys, oh boy. Hey, I think we're all good, yeah?
Concord.
Kevin has me in a position where he can shoot me and I can't really shoot him, so I'm going to run and sprint this unit all the way over here. Now I do need to do a sprint check, which I don't pass again, but my unit is going to get fairly safe behind this building. Concord, again. I feel like I'm not being very creative here, but I'm just doing the exact same thing again.
I mean, it's the nature of the scenario.
I know, I'm sprinting over to here. I do need a, not a command check, a sprint check, which I passed finally, which is pretty sweet. And I'm fairly safe behind this piece of terrain and with that building intervening.
Freeborn.
Oh, thank God.
My first unit of Vardanari are also going to perform an advance. They're just gonna send their conga line over to the side. And then I'm gonna be firing everything I have, which is going to be at long range, plasma carbines, 5 of them, into his unit that is already in a terrible position. Best part about Vardanari in version 2 is they got accuracy 6, so I'm hitting on 5s. Ooh, that's some pretty horrific rolling.
Now, that is horrible shooting, but this is really all that matters.
Yeah.
He put a pin on me. I'm gonna take out my leader, who is dead, who is fine. But I have 4 pins now.
Freeborn. My next turn is gonna be weird. The first time I've ever activated a subverter drone, it is going to be a sprint test because I'm going to basically try to move it to the center of the field where it can affect those poor Concord. My agility is 7 for the sprint test, and I'm fine with a 5. That is his final position, and his battlefield moves along with him. The subverter always activates whenever you do any action. And so what Surya now has to do is perform a command test for both units that are being subverted.
This unit is probably gonna fail. Yes, they fail. This unit, however, is probably fine.
Yep,
Well, I don't think the 1 actually removes a pin.
No.
This dice is now subverted.
Huzzah! Freeborn. My next Vardanari unit is going to attempt to just perform an advance order out of this piece of boulder field, and they pass their agility save on a 4. In their final position, I do have to shoot through this piece of terrain, meaning I'm obscured, but I'm still gonna shoot everything I got into these 5 guys with 1 pin. I'm gonna be hitting on 4s. Ooh, buddy! I hit twice, and 1's a lucky.
Kevin has opted to put his lucky on one of my regular guys, so he has to take 2 hits, and he's dead. Well, no, he's dead, his plasma. And then my leader is fine. Oh, Kevin has killed a guy and given me a pin. This has not been a great turn for the Concord. Concord. Getting the initiative in this phase has been a horrible turn of events, so what I'm gonna try to do is claw my way into a better position here and get into this terrain. I do need to do an agility test, which I pass, which is sweet. And then I'm going to fire disperse shots all the way into this subverter matrix, just hoping to get a 1 to kill this battlefield. Everyone is firing disperse shots, which means, unfortunately, I am only hitting on 1s, but like I said, that's all I really care about. Come on, 1s! Yep. Yes, haha, I got a 1. Your battlefield is doomed.
The batter is broken. I, of course, have the last order dice, which is just my Damari that are off the field. Will they come on the field? Answer is yes. My final position is going to be right here, but I have to do a sprint check. I got a 10, so I get 2 pins or 1 pin. I got to look. I can't remember what it is in version 2.
It's 2 pins. Nope, I'm wrong. It's actually just 1 pin. In version 2, you get nothing for a 1, and you get nothing for a 10 on sprint checks.
Now in the end phase, we do have a single dice that is contested via the subverter. I wish it was more likely, but basically how this works is B and Sergey are now going to dice off, and whoever rolls lowest, as per Antares norm, is going to win. And if I win, this dice stays out of the bag, just kind of almost like a superior shard army option would cause. And if he wins, it goes right in the bag and nothing really happens.
Yeah!
Yow!
I win! Yes! In turn 1, the Concord have sprinted forward, accepting heavy fire. They are, however, further up the field, but can they brave the nest of hornets that is the Freeborn plasma fire?
Going into turn 2, there are still 5 order dice on both sides. Timeout. We just read the rules again. I was just commenting with Sergey that the Subverter Matrix was a little bit lackluster in its effect on the enemy, but that's because we read the rules wrong, as we love to do here in the Tabletop Warlords. So with the Subverter Matrix, you don't actually remove the unit who's lost the Subverter rolls order dice in the case of his on the field. You actually take it out of the order bag. So literally, Sergey's last turn with his strike troops didn't happen, and so my battlefield is back. And then we're just gonna keep my Damari movement because I wouldn't have done anything differently.
Whoa, oh, I'm back. I'm Barry the Battlefield, and I'm here to stay. Woohoo!
On my end, I have to move about 5 inches back to this position roughly. Turn 2, die 1. It's the Freeborn.
Charge! My Bard and Ari are going to charge into this 4-man unit with 2 pins before they can get back up.
I will react by leaving your house and going home.
I must do a sprint check, and I got a 4, so
of course
I'm
you did.
Good. So my leader is going to, of course, be firing his X-Sling with Slingnet ammo, because why not? I'm assuming you're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then all of my guys are just going to be firing rapid fire into you, and yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna fire, I gotta fire rapid fire. Yeah, that stinks, but I have to.
So I will be hitting on 5s because I have a native accuracy of 6, including with the X-Sling because it's now inaccurate. And then you will be hitting on 2s.
2s, yeah.
Huzzah! Oof, I missed with the X-Sling, but I hit with 4.
There are only 4 people in that unit, so I do have to take one of the lance and one of the leader. And I am not good on 2 of them. Now, I have to test to see if I just break right here. And I don't. I'm good. I'm hitting on 2s across the board. The blue dice will be my leader's X-Sling. Wow, I hit with the X-Sling. Yes. Wow, and I got a lucky. That was great. I'm killing Kevin's Hyperlight Booster, which does push his res down from 8 to 7.
It's actually even worse because I have Resharded Armor, which is just like Hyperlight. So in shooting, my res is 6, but I do have Impact Cloaks, so I guess there's that. Now I have one guy I will take on the leader, and he has a 10 and a 6, so I'm good.
I killed the drone, but Kevin killed 2 humans, which is way worse.
Going into close combat, I got 5 guys now hitting on 6s because I charged, and I'm just gonna say that they're all using plasma grenades.
All right, I will be using plasma grenades with 1 guy, but my leader does have an X-Sling with Slingnet, which you can now use in close combat, which is amazing. Both of which will be hitting on 5s. Concord Kung Fu!
Yes!
Oh, come on.
I have rolled 4 hits, one of which is a lucky, but it doesn't matter because they're grenades, so he combines to take 2 strike value, 2 hits.
Leader is dead. Regular guy is fine. However, I just lost the combat and took another pin, which I do care about, and I have run away. Oh, and my commander is dead. Well, not commander. He's the one who I think of as the commander is dead.
Now for my consolidation move, I'm gonna roll a quick terrain test, which I roll a 1. In the old days, I would have found a way. But what I'm gonna do is basically just get into this terrain.
Kevin's final and very aggressive position.
My guys are just like,
you're like
staring you down.
I killed your friends, what are you gonna do about it?
Okay. Woohoo, Freeborn. I'm gonna perform a normal run, so no rolls required to get into the front entrance of this building right here, putting my, well, it's gonna be on the ground floor, I'm sorry. Battlefield, batter drone, and now that is going to cause the subverter drone to subvert this unit on the road and this unit that are within 15 inches.
Command test for this unit. Hey, they pass. And then a command test for this unit. They pass as well. Screw your subverter matrix. Your technology is garbage. Concord. I'm going to attempt to advance onto the field with this strike squad. I do need to pass a command test.
Oh my God, Sergey.
Why? Well, that wasn't great. Let's see if I can come back from it. Well, this is not something the Concord are good at. I am going to countercharge Kevin's unit. We just measured it and I can barely reach him even if I fail my agility test, so I'm just not even gonna roll that. But I do need to make a sprint check, which I pass. So I'm now fighting him. I have no pins and he has 2.
I will be shooting him with, I'm gonna do regular shots and I'm going to not use my sling net because that's inaccurate. So I will be hitting on 4s.
I'm going to use regular shots as well, but I will use my sling net. Hitting on 5s and 4s. Concord shooting 4s and 5s. Oh, dud shot with my sling net and terrible shooting with everything else. Oh my God, I only hit once.
Don't forget your spotter.
Can't reroll a 10, but I can reroll a lance. Nope.
My leader currently has a res of 9, and so they are fine. Well, I was way wrong. I'm sorry. It was 8 down to 6 because of the shot, but it doesn't matter. I rolled a 1. Returning fire on 4s, and I hit twice, but I have to re-roll them because he sprinted. So I hit once. It is a lucky, so I will put it on a non-leader who is also currently res 6.
Oh my God, I just realized that Kevin sprinted the last time he charged me, so I would have had to re-roll the sling net that hit him, and I just did it off camera and I missed, so we're gonna take a pin off of Kevin. Kevin has put his lucky hit on my Lancer, who is fine.
Okay, so I have 2 pins and Sergey has 1. I'm going to once again continue fighting with just plasma grenades, which means I'm gonna be hitting on 5s.
And I will be fighting with plasma grenades as well, but I'll also throw my sling net into the mix. Hitting on 6s for me. Ooh-wee, that's pretty good. So I hit with the sling net, causing 2 pins, and have 2 plasma grenade hits, which are not gonna compound because he's way too many people. Apologies, it does 1 pin because it's 0 plus 1 instead of 1 plus 1.
So that's 2 plasma grenade hits, strike value 1. I have res 6 up to 7 because of my impact cloaks, down to 6 again. So I'm good across the board. And now I return hit. Woo! So I got 3 total hits. Sergey must now contend with those. Strike value 1, his res is 6 down to 5.
1 on my leader, 2 on regular guys.
Ooh!
They're all dead. What?
Oh! Oh my God! Well, that's 1 pin for me.
And 3 for me.
Leader specifically.
Oh yeah, the leader's dead. That's fantastic.
Lance is still good.
Oh geez, and 3 pins. I now need to take a command test, which is just, I'm gone. Oh man. It's the Freeborn. I've lost all hope. There's nothing inside of me.
I will, of course, try to destroy that unit with 4 pins. I'm going to do an advance order with this unit of Ardenari, moving their Conga death line up. They are out in the open. I am at effective range. I have accuracy 6, so it's going to be 5 shots with just concentrated fire from their plasma carbines, hitting on 6. Yeah! Jeez Louise, what is wrong with my shooting? So I only hit once. It was a lucky, but I literally rolled 3 10s.
So Kevin has placed it on my lance, who is fine. But I have a 5th pin.
Things have been looking up for the Freeborn.
What do you mean looking up? They never look down.
You're gonna see this building element move. We don't usually have these things count anything, just so you know that I'm not cheating. I'm gonna try to do an advanced order with my Damari. I get a 5, so I lose the pin, and I'm going to move forward. I now will have a plasma carbine, 4 mag guns, and an X launcher with sling net firing directly into them, which means I'm gonna be hitting on 5s across the board. Oof, that's a 10, so I don't get the sling net, unfortunately, but I'm all about it. That's 3 hits with the mag guns, one of which is a lucky.
2 on 1 single person because of the lucky, who is dead, and my leader, who is fine. Running onto this road, I will admit, may have not been my best tactical decision.
The only thing I can really do with this unit, because I can't draw a line of sight through my own guys at this point, I'm just gonna sprint forward as far as I can. So I'm gonna do a sprint check. I get a 2, so I'm fine. And I'm going to just get as far up as I can, which is to the road. And that is my final position.
I have 2 order dice.
What will you do?
I usually feel very confident when I have 2 order dice, but this time I don't feel so great.
I wonder what your first order is going to be.
It is going to be a recovery order with this unit right here. Please don't roll a 9 or a 10. Oh, thank God. Oh,
ooh, you only lose 3 pins.
I still have 3 pins.
I didn't realize, I forgot how many pins you had. That's true. The recovery order is not a 100% win, but you still got a whole unit that has nothing.
Yeah,
Charge?
No. We're getting out of here. It's too hot.
You playing for the objectives.
Rolling a sprint check. Passing. You'll never catch me. I'm gonna win on points.
That's, it's something weird could happen.
The Freeborn think they won, but little do they know that Sneaky Dan is going for the victory.
It won't matter.
Never defeat us.
Going into turn 3, we seem to be turning a little bit. The Concord only have 3, and the Freeborn now have 5 in the dice. Let's see
I will crush you.
Let's see what Sergey can do.
Now that I have Kevin right where I want him, he must pull the first dice of turn 3.
It's me.
Today, the Freeborn choose violence.
My Damari are not going to be the only people that, or they're not going to let the Bardnari be the only people with honorable combat. So I'm going to be charging, using a sprint to get into these guys right here.
Do you think we're scared of you?
I think that you might be.
I do have 3 pins. Canonically, I am scared of you currently.
I hope that whatever luck dragon seems to be like circling overhead, yes, follows me into this so I don't get a pin. So I'm going to be shooting with a plasma carbine, Micro X with sling net direct and 4 mag guns. And I'm going to be hitting all on 5s. And what are you doing?
I'm going to fire disperse shots, but I am going to fire my X-Sling. The sad reality of the situation is that I'm hitting on 1s.
Oof.
And not hitting at all. But
you do have a spotter.
I have a spotter. Let's do this. No. Okay.
Oh, I thought you got it. It's like the one was facing me. Now the Freeborn rebuttal. Damn, I cannot hit with sling net. I'm rolling 10s every time. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not. Oh, just kidding. The sling net hits with a 2. This is the leader. So the leader misses, and then 3 hits with mag guns, and I'm causing 2 pins with the sling net.
Taking 1 with the leader.
Oh. Oh!
Oh! Why? They're all dead. The leader is fine. Actually, this guy's fine as well. No, he's not, because you're so close. Oh, geez, 2 are dead. Additionally, I have to take a test, which I passed, just barely. Right where I want him, all according to plan.
So I'm going to have every single person respond with plasma grenades in close combat, and I'm going to be hitting on 6s across the board.
I will throw a plasma grenade, and I will shoot my sling net. Yeah! Ho 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 ho! That's 1 pin and 1 plasma grenade hit. That spells your doom!
I'm fine. Just kidding. I don't have impact clip. I'm dead.
Yes!
So my leader's
your leader
dead.
is gone.
Ah! So I got a lucky, which isn't gonna matter. So each one of your guys must take a single strike value 1 hit.
Kevin put his lucky on a non-leader, and I put the regular hit on a leader, so they're both taking a strike value 1. Oh, jeez. Oh, the leader survives. I must roll a command check. Come on, a 1. It's a 5. No, I am gone.
Well, I did lose my leader, which is super unfortunate, but I did kill the Concord. And for my consolidation, I will be moving into the scrub. With a 6, I'm only getting half. Freeborn again. I'm gonna do a recovery order with my Vardnari, and I get rid of all the pins. Me again, oh the luck. I'm gonna choose to run with my subverter. I really should probably pop out and try to subvert his guys over here, but, oh, what the heck, you got 2 plasma lances. I see what you're trying to do, Sergey. But,
all according to plan.
But I'm gonna actually have them run over here to try to defend these poor Damari, because you know what? They did their job. They deserved to live. So it's an agility test for that piece of terrain. Oh my God. 1. So I would have found a way. I get to sprint a total of 18 inches. And so I'm gonna just literally put myself like next to them right here. Whoops, gotta be an inch apart. There we go. My batter drone right here. And then it's gonna cover everybody. Concord.
There is not much chance for victory, but I refuse to give up, okay? So here's the sitch, okay? There are 2 pins on this unit here. I can put a pin on this unit here, and then put a pin on this unit with my plasma lance. If they all fail their tests, they go down, and then I win the game with this unit way over here, okay? So, with that in mind, I am going to fire.
Well, you're gonna attempt to come on first.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna attempt to come on, come on. I do, okay, ha! First things in motion. I'm going to fire regular shots, because I need to fire regular shots.
4 shots into them.
4 shots, hitting on threes because of the battlefield. And then 1 into this, which is inaccurate and potentially at long range. I'll double check that, making it 3s or 4s. First shot, we're going into this unit here. I can do this.
Yeah!
Aha! I hit!
Okay.
And I now have 4 shots going onto the drone.
Oh, God.
Oh, I do have a spotter. Okay, we got a spotter. We're good. We're good. Ah!
My leader is going to take the lance hit because his res is resharded armor is 7 up to 2 for the boulder field. So that's 9 down to 5s. And I got a 6, so I reroll. And I got a 1, so I do get a pin, but I survive.
That's okay. I still have 2 of the 3 elements of my master plan. They both must go down.
Oh, it's the Concord.
Phase 3 of my master plan has come earlier than expected, but that's okay. I'm going to sprint all the way over to here. I need to roll a sprint check, which I passed. Kevin can now not shoot me with any of his units, and I will score 3 points. If I score 3 points and Kevin scores 0 points, I will be the victor.
Oh my God. I have the last 2 order dice in the bag, and it's gonna be really easy. It's gonna be a sprint and run and a sprint rather, for both my units that are left. So my Damari are gonna get all the way up here. Sprint test 6, so they're gonna get a pin.
Yes, that means they can go down next turn, furthering my agenda.
And then I'm gonna see if the Vardinari can do it too. Oh. 3, so they're fine, but they don't get as far. Ow!
Kevin's final position. Once again, these foolish Freeborn think they have not activated my trap. I will destroy them all with this unit of incredible Concord badasses. They are named Badass Group number 357. I'm counting on you, Sneaky Dan. You're the hero. You gotta be who you're born to be.
Turn 4 is looking pretty dire for the Concord. They have 2 order dice in the bag, and the Freeborn are still rocking all 5.
The unsuspecting Kevin knows not of his doom.
The first dice of turn 4. Oof! Concord, you lucky sack of
Yes,
garbage.
I planned it all. Once again, we're walking the razor's edge, as the C3 are wont to do. I'm going to reposition my lance so that he can see through this gap and fire at the Vardinari unimpeded.
I see what you're doing.
I'm firing the rest of my shots into this drone over here. Once again, if I put a pin on every single person in his army, they could all go down. Hitting with the lance, missing, shooting the rest of the shots, missing all of them. Ooh, what do I want to reroll?
Though.
I think I want to reroll.
You could have 1 on the reroll.
I think I want to reroll the lance. Yes, I hit.
Okay. I'm just gonna take it on a leader, even though it is really only saving on. Oh no, I'm 8, so I'm saving on 4s. And I'm good, but I do get a pin.
That didn't work out well, but I can always shoot him in the back. No, I can't. It's his dice. And this is where my plan comes to fruition. He's gonna roll a 10.
I'm gonna use these guys. I rolled a 3. I'm good. And they get off the field.
I feel as if he's cheating.
So they run, and die along the way.
Okay.
My first unit gets off the field.
This road has been a dead end for the C3. I was confident in the machinations of Sneaky Dan, but Kevin has scored 3 victory points in addition to 3 kill points, meaning I can no longer physically win the game.
Triumph!
Well, that went wild. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I have a good time, like, trying to come back from a particularly dire situation. And I don't think I've been in that dire of a situation since we did that horrible fort scenario where I only had 5 order dice.
Yeah.
That was rough.
I'm convinced that this only happened because Sergey has basically talked the Vardanari the entire time we played Antares. And they're finally really good.
I talk version 1 Vardanari, alright? I've got no beef with version 2 Vardanari.
They're amazing.
They're very good.
Their native accuracy of 6 is wild. And also,
Fantastic.
It really gives the Freeborn a much neater narrative aspect because that means that the Vardanari, in general, are actually better warriors in range than the Algarin Vector troops, the Concord troops, the Isorian, everybody.
Well, they're covered in cybernetic implants. They probably all have like literally like telefocus like irises and stuff.
The backs of their their heads are inset into giant mechanical globes. Like, and their heads are like way offset, so their brains are definitely augmented, to say the least. But I really enjoy that they come with hyperlight booster drones as a default.
Heavily worth it.
It is. I was proven right. When I was like theory crafting the list, I did kind of have to contend with the fact that like Sergey's rapid fire, the Concord, anybody who has plasma carbines and can shoot twice for strike value 0, it's pretty brutal because even though everybody's coming with drones now, it's not hard to plinko them off. Yeah, I mean, I think we got most everything right. There's still things that we've gotten wrong with Antares 2. We're learning as we go.
Yeah. Overall, it's a lot easier, I think.
It is.
Antares 1.
Yeah.
It's just all the things that we're messing up are like holdovers from
exactly like we had not realized that there was no hand weapon distinctions anymore or bonuses for hand weapons,
which actually makes like the fact that everybody has plasma grenades a little bit less crazy of a buff for everyone,
but it is kind of neat. But they did put luckies in close combat, which is cool. So, but I mean, overall, this still remains one of my favorite scenarios. It's this and Hold the Line that we always have so much fun.
Yeah, I love this scenario,
and it's because it really does. There's almost like an artificial like dun 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 like it's speed.
There's
like
there's a time limit on it, like I very clearly lost because I was over hounded by the time limit. I was like, I gotta run, and then I just ran into a hail of bullets, which was a terrible idea. But
it is what it is. But the roads were cool. This was a good application of the roads because even though they were centralized, you just kind of have to have them curve like we did, and it doesn't seem unfair.
Yeah, when they're straight, it's a little broken.
But I still like the custom terrain rules for the roads. But either way, this was a fun fight, and I'm glad that we're now getting to the point where we can at least field 50-point armies for everybody. We're still putting together miniatures to complete the new selectors, and so hopefully here soon we'll be able to upgrade to the bigger fights. We'll probably end up doing another small one, skirmish or whatever for the next one, but this was fun. It was really cool. If you agree with me and really enjoyed this and you want to help support our channel in the easiest way possible, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, making sure to enable notifications so you can see whenever we drop new content, but more importantly, share this content with anybody who you would like to see it. It's actually been helping a lot in our analytics, you guys sharing things, and we really appreciate that.
If you want to support our channel even further, use the affiliate link right beneath this video. It'll take you to the Warlord store, and anything you purchase there will give me and Kevin a small commission. We also have a Teespring link, which will bring you to our apparel store, where you can buy the coolest threads on the planet.
But the best way to support our channel always remains joining our ever-growing Patreon community. We have so many patrons now, and it's awesome. And if you want to get the bonus content that those guys have access to, you do, no matter what pledge you decide to go with.
And on the note of patrons, we have a brand new Tabletop Emperor. That's right. Our tabletop kingdom has grown such that it has schismed in twain. The Eastern Empire is now ruled by Kestrel of the Hawk's Wing.
We cannot explain to you how grateful we are to you, Kestrel. Thank you so much for your pledge of support to our channel.
And as always, we must salute the valiant efforts of our tabletop commanders, Nick Hobbs,
Will Connell,
Elizabeth Allen,
Amelia.
and Les Stevenson.
We also always fall back on the veteran knowledge of our 2 tabletop warlords, Michael Crow
And Knight Silva.
and as usual, we pledge our undying fealty to the original tabletop emperor himself,
John Roberts.
May his reign become ever easier with the new partnership of the brand new tabletop emperor,
Kestrel. Long may they reign.